Following the brutal tragedy of Karbala, where Imam Hussain, his family, and companions were martyred, the surviving women and children of the Prophet's family were taken as prisoners, paraded through Kufa and Damascus, and finally brought to the court of Yazid ibn Muawiyah, the so-called Caliph. In this moment of apparent triumph for Yazid, when the heads of the martyrs were raised and the captives stood humiliated before him, one voice rose above the silence of grief, the voice of Zainab bint Ali. What she said next would become one of the most legendary sermons of resistance in Islamic history. Even in chains, Lady Zainab begins her sermon like her grandfather. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, and blessings be upon my grandfather, the chief of messengers. Her voice is firm. Her face shows no fear. Yazid sits arrogantly on his throne, but the tone has changed, the courtroom now belongs to her. She turns to Yazid and says, "O Yazid! Do you think now that you have surrounded us from all sides and taken us as captives, that you have gained any power over us? Do you think that by killing the men of my family, you have become great and mighty?" The court falls silent. The crowd, once mocking the Ahlul Bayt, begins to weep. You have taken the daughters and granddaughters of the Messenger of Allah as prisoners, unveiled, barefoot, driven from city to city like captives of war. You exposed their sanctity before crowds, stripped them of their dignity, and allowed the people to stare at them, despite their position as the purified household of the Prophet. Is this what the Prophet instructed you to do with his family? You killed the grandson of the Prophet, whom the angels would greet. You strike the lips of Abba Abdullah, the son of Fatima, with a stick in your hand on lips that the Prophet used to kiss. Rejoice as much as you want, for by Allah, you will not erase our remembrance, nor will you silence our message. You will not kill our revelation, nor will you extinguish the light of our mission. The shame of this day will remain on your forehead forever, and the curse of the oppressed will follow you wherever you go. Lady Zainab then reminded the people of Sham who the captives truly were. We are the household of prophethood. We are the spot where angels descend. We are the light of guidance. We are the tree of blessed prophethood. You, Yazid, are nothing but the son of freed slaves who fought against the Prophet. How dare you speak with pride today? Plot as much as you like, strive as much as you can. But by Allah, you will never erase our remembrance, nor will you destroy our message. Your days are numbered, Yazid. Your rule will vanish like dust in the wind. Soon, you shall stand before the Messenger of Allah, and you will be held accountable for shedding the blood of his family and violating their sanctity. On that day, your wealth will not help you, nor will your armies or advisors. That day, the oppressors will suffer a painful punishment. Allah is just, and he will never let injustice pass unanswered. As for us, let the world know, we fear only Allah. We complain to him alone. We trust in his justice and await his decree. Lady Zainab's sermon transformed the hearts of the people in that court. The audience that once mocked the Ahlul Bayt now began to weep openly. This sermon by Lady Zainab was not just a speech, it was a revolution in words. Standing before the man who killed her brother and desecrated the legacy of the Prophet, she delivered a sermon that exposed falsehood, revived justice, and changed the course of Islamic history. She proved that the mission of Karbala didn't end with swords, it lived on through her voice. In a world of injustice, her voice reminds us to never bow to oppression, and to speak the truth, even if our voices tremble. References: Sayyid ibn Tas, Lu'uf. Sheikh al-Tabarsi, Al-Idhijaj. Al-Imam Majlisi, Bihar al-Anwar, Volume 45. Abu Miknaf, Maqtal al-Hussein. English versions of this sermon and related texts can be found on www.alislam.org. www.alhassanan.org. What part of Lady Zainab's sermon struck you the most? Share your thoughts below. Like, share, and subscribe for more powerful speeches and stories from the lives of Ahlul Bayt. Turn on the bell to never miss a new upload.